Applications of quadratic equations. This example, a rock is thrown off a cliff with a velocity of 20 meters per second. It is thrown upward from a height of 24 meters and misses the cliff on the way back down. When will the rock be 7 meters from ground level? Round your answer to one decimal place. The gravity formula is given in the form of h, or the height, equals negative 1 over 2g times t squared plus v naught times t plus h naught, where v naught is the initial velocity. In this case, the initial velocity would be 20 meters per second. And the h naught, or the initial height, would be 24 meters. The g is the gravity. Since the unit is meters per second or meters or in a metric system, so we're going to use the g value as 9.8 meters per second squared. Then the h, or the height formula, is of the form negative 1/2 times g, which is 9.8 t squared plus 20. This is the initial velocity and this is the initial height. 20 times t plus 24. The question asks for the time, or when will the rock be 7 meters from the ground level. That means when h equals 7, what is the t? Set up the equation by 7 equals negative 1 over 2 times 9.8 times t squared plus 20 times t plus 24, and we are going to solve for t. And we have the quadratic equations. Let's simplify it and rewrite in a nice order. Negative 1/2 times 9.8, that is negative 4.9. Negative number, so we're going to move all the terms to the left-hand side to get the expression as 4.9 t squared minus 20 t, and then 7 minus 24, that becomes negative 17 equals 0. Now we have the quadratic equation where a is 4.9, b is negative 20, and c is negative 17. Using the quadratic formula, so t equals negative b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, all divided by 2a. Negative b means negative of negative 20 plus minus square root of b squared, or negative 20 quantity squared, minus 4 times a is 4.9, and then times c is negative 17, all divided by 2 times a, which is 2 times 4.9. And we get 20 plus minus square root, where it's simplified to be the square root of 733.2, all divided by 9.8. So square root of 733.2 is approximately equal to 27.08. That means the t that we're gonna get, I'm gonna move over here a little bit. So then the t value will be obtained as 20 plus 27.08 divided by 9.8 as one solution. The other one is t equals 20 minus 27.08 divided by 9.8 as another solution. And put in the calculator, we got the first one as approximately 4.8 seconds. The second one is negative 0.72 seconds. The t is a time, so we disregard the negative inside. That means this solution will be discarded. So the answer for this case is t equals 4.8 seconds as 1 decimal place, answer form. Or we can say that it takes the rock about 4.8 seconds to be about 7 meters from the ground after it's thrown upward. For this application, a rectangle has a length of 32 yards less than 8 times its width. If the area of the rectangle is 936 square yards, find the length of the rectangle. Let's start with drawing the diagram. The rectangle, we have the length and we have the width. The problem said the length is 32 yards less than 8 times the width. That means the length would be 8 times the width minus 32. And the area of this rectangle is 936. The area is the length multiplied by the width, given to be 936. The length is the expression 8 times W minus 32 multiplied by W. We are going to find the length to the goal. So we're gonna find the value of the length, which is 8 times W minus 32, which is the end goal of the process. By using these conditions, so we obtain the equation from the area 936. Simplify the right-hand side product to get 936 equals 8 times W squared minus 32 times W, which is the quadratic equation. To solve quadratic equation, we're gonna move all the terms in one side, leave one side to be 0. Then we get 0 equals 8 times W squared minus 32 times W minus 936. The value 8, negative 32, and negative 936, they all have the greatest common factor, value 8. So if we divide all by 8, we're gonna get the value, so divide by 8, divided by 8, by 8, by 8. We get the equation in the simplified form as W squared minus 4 times W minus 117. At this step, we can see that we have A equals 1, B equals negative 4, and C equals negative 117 of the quadratic equation form. To find W, use the quadratic formula, negative B plus minus the square root of B squared minus 4 times A times C, all divided by 2 times A. So the W equals negative B, which is negative of negative 4 plus minus the square root of negative 4 squared minus 4 times A is 1, the C is negative 117, all divided by 2 times A, which is 2 multiplied by 1. So inside of the parentheses, we have the square root of 16 added by the value 4 times 117. Let's see, 16. So 4 multiplied by 117, that is 468. And that becomes 484 in the square root. And the square root of 484 is 22. That gives us the numerator as positive 4 plus minus 22 all divided by 2. So then the W will be in the form of 4 plus 22 divided by 2 as one solution. The other solution is W equals 4 minus 22 divided by 2. And simplify further, the first solution will be 26 divided by 2, which is 13. The second one would be negative 18 divided by 2 or negative 9. The dimensions cannot be negative number, so we discard the negative solution. That means the width is 13 or 13 yards. The question asks for the length with the information that the length L is 32 yards less than 8 times its width. So 8 times the width minus 32, where the width is 13. That means the length is 8 multiplied by 13 minus 32. And simplify to be 104 minus 32 and turns out to be 72. At this step, we obtain the solution that the length of the rectangle will be 72 yards.